Hi, everyone. This is George Kapalas, Presidential Director with Ignite and Top 25 Income Earner. And today, I'm going to give you guys some of my tools that I've been able to use to actually sponsor over 120 associates in my company and also make a lot of connections in my life and really have a great circle of friends because of the connections that I've made. So why should we connect? Let's talk about our first slide. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, your attitude and your body language says it all before you even open up your mouth. That is the most important thing. In connecting, we have one chance to make a first impression. You cannot make a first impression twice. Okay, so that is very important when you think about it. Think about when you went for a job interview, or you're selling something, or you're trying to date somebody. You have that first impression, and that's really the most important thing. And it's important that you make sure people like you as a person, because if people like you, they're going to open up to you. They're basically going to have a welcome mat that says, here I am. I'm willing to connect with you. I'm all yours. And people will see the best in you. When people like you as a person, they always see the best in you. And connections with people, in my belief, it dates back to our ancestors. I mean, it's back to the days where they used to hunt together. They used to sit around fires together. I mean, this is not something new. This has been around since the beginning of time. It's culture. It's ritual. We still do it now. We eat together at lunch. We get pizza together at lunch when we're working. We go to weddings together and we celebrate. Baby showers. We have golf tournaments. So we're still doing the same thing in the present time. It's just a little bit different, but we're still connecting with groups. I mean, we are meant to, as people, to be connected in a group. And I'll tell you, when you have a group of people that feel safe and feel strong, they can accomplish anything, okay? And the connections themselves are very important for your brain. And why is that? Well, it's important because studies have proven that connections can make people live longer. When you meet people and you're constantly out there in society and you're putting yourself out there, you're constantly causing new activity in your brain, and it really does basically give exercise to the brain. And it definitely has been proven to make people live longer. And that is basically one major important fact of meeting people, not just to basically improve your quality of life with your business or your friendships. It's just basically to improve the quality of life for you at a longer period of time. And connecting itself, if we want to talk about how the importance of connecting, we can talk about the emotional importance of it. I mean, there's been babies who have lived in orphanage who have been fed and they have never been held or picked up, and because of that, they actually died, okay? So you have couples who are married and the one spouse passes away. The other spouse, from emotional pain of not having that emotional connection anymore, has actually passed away also. So if you really think about it, emotions and connections are just as important as the air we breathe. Very, very important. And, I mean, it's a scientific fact that people who do not have connections, whether it's community or social connections, are 3 more times likely to die than somebody who does. So that means that somebody who can smoke and drink all the time could actually live longer than somebody who doesn't connect in their lifetime. That's pretty astounding facts there that have been proven. We also find importance in connecting because of cooperation. In life, we need the cooperation of people. Okay, we can't always force people to cooperate with us. We have to have them believe in us to cooperate. So if you connect with somebody, you can get them to cooperate. Okay, they'll give you their time, they'll give you their efforts. Okay, and the better the connection is, the more the person will give you. So if you're really connected with somebody and they really believe in you and they believe in the friendship and they believe in the connection, they're going to give a lot of themselves to you. You'll notice that in your lifetime. And they'll just open up to you. The more they like you, and the more they're willing to cooperate with you, the more they're likely to open up to you. Now, let's talk about online. In this new age, online, it could be a godsend for somebody who's homebound, but I will tell you this, it's not as good as face-to-face. Whether you're building your business through webinars or DVDs or online videos, or whether you're making friends online, it's okay, but it's not the same as face-to-face. And to prove it, imagine meeting somebody online. Would you marry them before you met them face-to-face? No, absolutely not. You have to make sure that you're compatible, that there's an ability to adapt to each other in real life situations. So when we're connecting, just keep in mind that connections can be much more powerful when they're face to face. When you're trying to build your business or trying to have real friendships that will last a long time and really be beneficial to you. I have here, it's all in 90 seconds. So what that means is we have about 90 seconds to really make an impression on people, because of the fact that we have a hustle-bustle society now. Everybody's on deadlines, okay? And with deadlines, we don't have a lot of time to get to know somebody. So the first thing, though, it talks about is angry versus friendly. This is just me, people watching. I noticed that you can really tell when somebody's a friendly person just by watching them. and you can tell when somebody's kind of an angry person by watching them. So that shows me that, again, without even having to speak, we can make a simple first impression on somebody just by the way they look. And when somebody is, likable, they have that ability to give you the impression they have an open public communication line. Basically, they're saying loud and clear, hey, here I am. I'm willing to welcome anybody. And they basically draw attention when they're friendly because you are able to talk to them and you feel more compelled to be able to talk to that person than an angry person. Now, when we talk about the 90 seconds again, you have a minute and a half, and why is this? Again, I said people are very busy these days. People don't have really time to invest in people with all these deadlines we have. So within the 3 to 4 seconds, you have basically the instinct as a human being whether to want to speak to this person or not speak to this person, whether they're friendly or they're foe. Should I fight or should I flight? And that's really important to understand that rapport and that bond is usually created within 3 to 4 seconds, okay? And you have about a 30-second span for somebody's attention. People have about a 30-second attention span, and you really want to be able to get that person to either understand what you're trying to explain to them, have their interest in you, or they're going to bore them and they're not going to really want to listen to you. So think about that. You have 3 to 4 seconds to come across in a way where they believe that you're not somebody bad or somebody good. You're not going to hurt them. You're going to help them, or you're friendly. You're not angry. You have about 30 seconds to really get your point across. You have about 90 seconds total time in somebody's time of the day. And some of the tools that we can use for the connection skills are basically presence, your posture, how you look and how you move, your attitude, how you say things, how interesting you are, how you make people feel. We all have the ability to connect with people. We just don't know how, but we all can do it. Whether it's an accidental occurrence of connecting with somebody or if it's on purpose, at the end of the day, you have that 90 seconds. You have 90 seconds to connect. You have 3 to 4 seconds for the person to feel like you're trustworthy and you want to establish a rapport. And the tools basically are just basically having an open body language. And to do that, you want to stay face-to-face with somebody. You don't want to have your arms crossed. You don't want to be side to side. You want to have an open heart, so they're open heart. If you have a jacket on, maybe unzip it when you get out of the car before you speak to that person. Have your jacket unzipped so you have an open connection with that person. You also want to make eye contact first. You want to be the first person to make the eye contact, and you want to portray a positive attitude when you're making that eye contact. You want to be the first person to smile. Reflect your attitude that you're a sincere person. You want to be the first person to say hello. Be pleasing. Hi, my name is Nick. Hi, my name is George. Hi, my name is, whatever your name is, but come out there, make the eye contact, smile, say hello. If you're talking to somebody, lean forward a little bit. It makes them feel like you're interested in what they're saying. Just take the lead. Always take the lead and be that person who takes the lead. And even with the handshake, shake the hand and just say, hey, Mike, it's great to meet you. Use their name. Because if you come across like that, now they're like, wow, this person's really nice. I like him. He's friendly. If you don't come across like that, they're going to be like, what's this guy all about? And if the brain gets confused, the brain hates confusion. It will withdraw immediately. It will escape. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, let's go into you're in control here, which basically means you should be in charge. So you want to always in life, when you're trying to achieve something, connect with somebody, ask yourself this question. Or you should know what you want. Okay, what do you want? Know what you want. So what do you always want out of that situation? Do you want to prospect somebody to be in your business? Do you want to become friends with somebody that you look up to? What is it that you want? Okay, and then you got to find out what you're going to do to get that. Okay, and that's really the important thing. So know what you want. Find out what you're going to do to get there, and change whatever you have to until you get to what you want. So if what you want is you're not getting it, make sure you change what you want, okay? And sometimes a rapport as far as a common ground, like, hey, I see you have a Pennsylvania license plate. I'm from PA. What part are you from? Or, crack a joke maybe or say something interesting to break the ice, okay? You can use those icebreakers. We can also become like them. What does that mean? That means basically synchronizing with people. I'll give you an idea of becoming somebody. Imagine going to an island and you basically are the only person that speaks English and you find another tourist who speaks English, right? Or you're going to lay over in an airport, whatever. And now all of a sudden you're talking both English. You're like, wow, you're like best friends all of a sudden. You have like the same language and you're talking and everything's great. And then you go back to your country, they go back to their country, you realize you had nothing in common. You basically became each other for a short period of time. I call that synchronizing with people when you have the same ability to be like them, and you can purposely do that. What does that mean? That means you can synchronize with somebody, and you can basically have the same attitude, the same posture, the same tone, without mimicking them, but basically connecting by design, trying to become who you are trying to get their attention. And that a lot of times, if I see somebody who's acting very confident like me, it'll attract me to them. If I am somebody who, when I work out, I moan and groan, and I see somebody else who's doing that, I'll connect with them. So think about it. It's connection by design, okay? And gestures, in my opinion, always outweigh words. What does that mean? Well, that basically means that you basically, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say right now you were slouching in a chair and you were just crumbled over and you were like, hey, everybody, I'm really happy. They're going to be like, he can't be happy. Look at his posture. Or if you're jumping up and down, clapping your hands, and you're telling somebody that you're angry, they're going to be like, how? It's not going to make sense. The words and the attitude of the gesture doesn't make sense. I mean, if I came up to you right now and I said, I like you a lot, and I'm shaking my head back and forth, no, you're going to be like, no, he doesn't. Like, so you have to understand that. I want you guys to understand that, how important your posture and your gestures are and how your body language is from what you're saying. People can read right through it, okay, very much right through it. And your attitude is something that you can pick, okay? You can always pick your attitude. It's the one thing you can always pick. So you can decide what kind of attitude you want in life. Now, trigger points, basically a trigger point is a way to let's say you want to have a positive, happy, ambitious attitude or just an attitude of confidence or excitement. I want you guys to do a little tool here, which I call trigger points, which basically means you're going to clench your fist really hard and you're going to understand how that feels. Feel that clench. I'm doing it right now. I can feel my fist clenching. But I want you to go and do this in a relaxing spot where you can relax. I want you to be able to sit down and breathe slowly and close your eyes and start thinking of a detail of an event that maybe you won a marathon, or maybe you got an A in school, or maybe you got a promotion, something that really made you feel outstanding, something that made you feel confident, one of the best moments that you could ever think of. And I want you to really think about that moment, and I want you to play it back in your mind. And I want you to get to the point where the details just feel so real, and I want you to clench your fist at the height of that moment. And I want you to program yourself that when you're in a situation where you're feeling insecure or you don't have the confidence or you're not really thinking you can connect, to squeeze that fist and bring back that memory to get yourself back into that feeling that you were, okay? It's really a good way to do that and to learn to get yourself into that mind frame just by squeezing your fist, okay? You also want to, when you're meeting people, okay, you also want to have open questions. What does that mean? That means that you want to ask people questions like who, where, what, because who, where, and what makes them answer things. It gets them to know them better. So rather than me saying, do you like the game? And they say no. What aspect of this game did you really enjoy? Or who do you think would be the best team to play against this team? I mean, ask them a question that's either who, where, or what. Don't ask them closing down words, okay? Because closing down words, don't use closing down words. Words that when they answer it has to be yes or no. I can explain it better when I'm actually doing it than trying to think about it right now because I don't have a conversation with me right now. But when I listen to somebody and they're talking or I'm having a conversation, I purposely try to ask them a question where it puts it into detail. Rather than what do you do for work, which, they're going to say, I'm a painter. I say, what aspect of your job do you like the best? Well, I like to actually, blah, blah, blah. It's just something that starts a conversation. Who, where, or what. Use your questions that start conversations rather than closed questions, okay? This is something that, again, just be more aware of it when you're in conversations to try to get people to talk about stuff. And the last slide, which I believe is the eye contact slide, or the eyes, is basically a really interesting slide. I studied this, and it's, of course, psychologists believe it's pretty much fail-proof, but nothing really is fail-proof. But this is a way to study people at your job, your relationships, your friends, people that you don't know well, but you're trying to get to know because you might want them to be your friend or work for you in your business, your network marketing business. And it's a proven fact that people that their eyes go side to side when they talk are more of acoustic people. They're more of a the way things sound enhances their feelings. People who look down when they talk with their eyes, now this is their eye movement, not their head, their eye movement, are more emotional people. People that look up or straight ahead are more visual. People that look to the left while they're thinking about stuff is creative. If somebody's trying to solve a problem and their eyes are going to the right, they're more analytical. You can test this out by basically how important eye movement is by basically asking somebody a question like, hey, do you like the house that you live in? And they're going to say yes or no. Or let's say they say yes. You could say, well, without moving your eyeballs, do me a favor. Name 6 things that you like about this apartment. And you're going to see that they're going to be tongue-tied because they can't think without their eyes moving. And when you realize how important eye movement is and how it's related to these things, you can really use them to your advantage. So if I was somebody who was trying to get somebody to understand the importance of, let's say, my business and the free trip that I get every year, I knew they were visual, I would explain to them how blue the ocean is and how white the sand is and how amazing the scenery is. And if they were an emotional person, I'd be like, wouldn't it be amazing how it would feel for you to be able to go on this trip and how your kids would feel and the freedom that you would feel being able to actually take off from work and not having to have your boss yell at you because you're away for a week. Like, I would use that. And if it was an acoustic person, I would say, wouldn't it be amazing to go on the trip and hear the waves crackling and the fire, blazing, the noise that the fire makes, or, how amazing the wind sounds at night, or the birds chirping. You can use those to your advantage and knowing what kind of person it is. So these were all little things that I've used. I feel like practicing them would make the most sense to understand them the best. But I'm trying to give you guys a little more of tools, okay, just in general to be able to become better connectors. And if you become better connectors, I think your quality of life with your business, your quality of life with people around you will improve. I hope this helps out. I try to find creative ways to continue to grow my team's performance by giving them more and more and more and everything that I've learned. And with that being said, I wish everybody the best, and I'm very excited to see where this goes for some of you if this helps, okay? Have a great night, and we'll talk soon.